Good morning. I welcome each and every one of you Sunday before Thanksgiving. And I welcome especially a baby girl, Natalie. Natalie's Baradi, the daughter of Fadi and Kristen Baradi, and the granddaughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ellen Abraham, and the great-granddaughter of our dear friend Abe and Adele Abraham. I welcome Jeanette's daughter, Sharon. And I welcome you who came to church to pray for a wonderful general and a great physician, المرحوم فرح ككيش. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, one God. Is your heart filled with joy? Is your heart filled with joy today? If it is, it means a heart that can give thanks. My dearly beloved, today is Sunday before Thanksgiving, and our nation will gather together to celebrate the day of Thanksgiving on Thursday. As I was leaving Bowman Hospital last week, visiting a friend of mine, I met another friend whom I said to her, "Have a blessed Thanksgiving." She answered me back by saying, "Yes, you will be able to eat everything." As I was walking away, I was so sad for me to learn that Thanksgiving has been reduced only to food and not to give thanks to God for our life, for His mercy endures forever. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, America honored the late President John F. Kennedy on the day he was assassinated. And all day long, we hear his famous speech, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what can you do for your country. Where were you on November 22nd, 1963? I learned about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy at the age of 14, like my altar boys. I was attending the Bellarmine Seminary in Lebanon. I recall the abbot, the late Patriarch Ignatius, gathered us to church to pray for his soul. It was 8 p.m. Lebanon Standard Time, and it was 1 p.m. American Standard Time. I remember that day the generator staying on an extra half an hour since we did not have regular electricity. As a young lad, I did not know much about America, let alone the President Kennedy. But I do know that that message of that tragedy stuck with me. Later on, I learned that President made Gibran Khalil Gibran more famous than ever before because he quoted Gibran Khalil Gibran, our own poet, some 100 years ago, when he said to us, the immigrant of Syrian descent, the Lebanese, Palestinian, Jordanian, Iraqi, Syrian, we were one country one time, now we're 10. And he said to them, Gibran Khalil Gibran, and he said the same thing to your father and to your great-grandfather. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. The author of the prophet was telling the immigrant to be of good citizen, but don't forget who is your ancestor. He said, you come from the land that God raised his messenger and sent a prophet, and Jesus of Nazareth came to give us salvation. You are to stand tall and to be big and to be proud of the heritage that was blessed on you. As Christian from the Middle East, today more than 1 million Christians have left their home. Many died, many were beheaded, many were kidnapped, and many became refuge. But we still stand tall because we know that tough time may not last. Only tough people would last. Pain and suffering cannot take from us the faith that once delivered to the apostle that we are God's creation, made in his image and likeness, and we carry his cross. If you want to follow me, take up my cross and follow me. Today, my dearly beloved, children and grandchildren of immigrants, we know our founding fathers and mothers build us a great community, churches throughout this land. And your church stand on a hill of Merriman Road. It stands as a great monument, as a witness to faith, to history. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for his mercies endureth forever. Who are you when you sit on the table at your house and to celebrate Thanksgiving? Think about that you are a chosen generation, that you are a royal priesthood, that you are holy people, his special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who called us out of darkness. Yes, my dearly beloved, today our children are the businessman and women, the anchor, the educator, the physician, the engineer, the attorney. We are the most educated people in America. But my biggest fear is that we have become isolated individuals, losing the dream of why we have come to America. Losing the dream of why we have come to America. Yes, today I challenge all of you to paraphrase what the late President when he quoted Khalil Gibran. I challenge the world to create peace. Kennedy created the Peace Corps, which helped the third world tremendously, contributed to world advancement. I challenge you to ask not what your church can do for you, but what you can do for your church. What more the church can do for you? Can we thank our church for more than cherishing this morning baby Natalie as a church too? Can we thank the church who brought us to life through the water of baptism? Can we thank the church who made us one in marriage? Can we forget the church who cried with us and walked with us in our darkest moment when we said goodbye to our mom and dad and sons and daughter? Can we thank the church who was with us since the creation of time? We can only fulfill the dream of this calling by placing ourselves in service of our church community. Yes, Thanksgiving is not about food. We are overfed as a nation. Thanksgiving is about giving thanks to God. Not once a year, but every time you walk in here, every time you wake up, every time you go to work, every time you are challenged in a difficult crossroad. Today, husband and wife must ask not what my wife can do for me, but what I can do for my wife. Children today must ask not what my parents can do for me, but what must I do for mom and dad? Not once a year, but every day. Because every Sunday you walk into a great banquet. It is Thanksgiving dinner that the Lord offered and invite each and every one of you to His holy table. Come eat, come drink my blood and flesh, because the Lord has loved you. I am so grateful every moment I wake up about the men and women who built this church for you, who suffered, who struggled, who worked in their stores hours and hours to feed you and to give of their gift to God. What are you thankful today? What are you thankful today? We must be thankful for our church, who established it by Jesus to redeem us and to say, come, beloved of my Father, inherit the kingdom which I have prepared for you from the foundation of time. May each and every one of your family be blessed on this day and every day, and not only Thanksgiving Day. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God.